You just changed your oil. Fresh oil, new filter, you're feeling pretty good about yourself, maybe even a little proud. But here's the thing. There's a very real chance you just did something that's going to cost you thousands of dollars. And the scary part? You won't even know it until it's too late. Today on Automastery, we're covering the exact mistakes before and after an oil change that are quietly destroying engines every single day. And trust me, number 4 is one that even experienced DIYers get wrong all the time. Let's get into it. All right, let's start with something almost everyone does. You screw the cap back on, wipe your hands on a rag, and think, okay, I'm done, let's go. And then you just drive off. Don't do that. After an oil change, you need to let the engine idle for 30 to 60 seconds before you put it in gear and drive anywhere. That might sound like nothing, but here's what's actually happening inside your engine in those first few seconds. Your new oil filter is empty, completely dry, and as your engine fires up, the oil pump is working hard to fill that filter and push oil through every passage and gallery in your engine. Until that happens, and we're talking about several seconds, some of those moving parts are running with little to no lubrication. Now imagine you throw it into reverse and start accelerating before the oil has even finished circulating. You're putting load on an engine that isn't fully protected yet. Over time, that kind of abuse adds up. So do yourself a favor, start the engine, let it sit, listen for any weird sounds, and keep an eye on that oil pressure light. If it doesn't go off within a few seconds, shut the engine off immediately. Something may have gone wrong during the change. This one sounds almost too dumb to be real, but it happens more than you'd think, even at professional shops. When you remove an old oil filter, the rubber O-ring gasket on it can sometimes stick to the engine block instead of coming off with the filter. It's dark, you're working under the car, and you might not even notice it's there. So then you slap on the new filter with its own fresh gasket, and now you've got 2 gaskets stacked on top of each other. Sounds like more protection, right? Wrong. 2 gaskets can't form a proper seal. The filter wobbles, oil starts leaking, and within minutes of driving, you can lose enough oil pressure to seriously damage your engine. The fix is simple. Before you install the new filter, run your finger around the mounting surface and feel for that old gasket. If you find one, peel it off. Then lightly coat the new filter's O-ring with a bit of fresh oil before installation. That helps it seat correctly and prevents it from tearing. Have you ever found an old gasket stuck to your engine? Drop it in the comments. Seriously, you'd be surprised how common this is. Here's a misconception that trips up a lot of people. More oil equals more protection. Nope. Actually, too much oil is just as bad as too little, and in some ways it's worse because it's harder to diagnose. When the oil level is too high, the crankshaft, that's the big rotating component at the bottom of your engine, starts slapping through the excess oil, and it whips that oil into a frothy foam full of air bubbles. Now your oil pump is circulating a foamy, aerated mix that has terrible lubricating properties. It's basically sending air pockets to your bearings and cylinder walls instead of protecting them. On top of that, the excess pressure can blow out gaskets and seals. We're talking valve cover gaskets, rear main seals, all of which are expensive to fix. The right move? Always check your owner's manual for the exact capacity. Add oil slowly and wait a couple of minutes before checking the dipstick. Oil takes time to drain down into the pan, and here's the part people miss. After you run the engine and check again, the level may drop slightly because the new filter soaks up some oil. That's normal. Top it off to the full mark, not above it. Okay, this is the one I promised you earlier, and this is a big one for anyone driving a car made in the last 5 to 10 years. Modern engines are engineered to extremely tight tolerances. The oil passages are small, and manufacturers specify very particular oil grades like 0W20 or even 0W16. If you grab a bottle of 5W30 because it's what you've always used or because it was on sale, you might be doing real damage. Heavier oil doesn't flow as quickly at cold startup. In those first few critical seconds when your engine needs lubrication the most, Thicker oil is still slowly creeping through the passages, while thinner, correctly rated oil would already be there. And if your car is still under warranty, using the wrong oil grade can void it. That's not a technicality either. Manufacturers will actually check this if you make a warranty claim. The only place you should be looking for oil specs is your owner's manual, not the back of the oil bottle, not what your buddy told you, your manual. Hey, if this is already saving you from a headache, give this video a thumbs up. It helps Automastery get this info in front of more car owners who need it. And subscribe if you haven't already. We drop this kind of content every week. This one's a bit more subtle, but still worth knowing. A lot of people do their oil changes first thing in the morning when the car has been sitting overnight. The oil is completely cold and settled in the pan. The problem is cold oil is thick and drains slowly, but more importantly, all the contaminants, sludge, and metal particles that have been suspended in your old oil have settled to the bottom overnight. When you drain cold oil, a lot of that gunk clings to the sides of the engine and doesn't come out. The better approach, run your engine for about 5 minutes to warm things up, not until it's fully hot. You don't want to burn yourself on the drain plug or filter, but just warm enough that the oil is flowing and the contaminants are suspended in it. Then drain. You'll get a cleaner, more complete drain every time. I've seen this destroy a perfectly good oil pan. Someone gets the drain bolt back in and thinks, I'll make sure it's really tight so it doesn't leak, and then they go full gorilla on it. Over-tightening the drain bolt can strip the threads in the oil pan, and depending on your car, fixing that can range from annoying to wallet destroying. Some oil pans are aluminum, which strips even easier. The correct torque is typically in the range of 20 to 30 foot-pounds, snug and firm, not strained and grunting. If you're doing your own oil changes, a simple torque wrench is a worthy investment. And always use a new drain bolt washer if your car calls for one. Those little copper or aluminum crush washers are meant to be replaced every time. Reusing them can lead to small leaks over time. This one applies to what you do after your oil change too. Modern vehicles have oil life monitoring systems, and a lot of people either don't trust them or forget to reset them after a change. These aren't simple mileage timers anymore. Today's systems track engine temperature, load, short trip frequency, and even idle time to calculate when your oil is actually breaking down. If your monitor is telling you the oil is at 20% life, that's real information, not just a guess. After your oil change, reset the monitor according to your car's procedure. It's in the owner's manual. If you don't reset it, your car still thinks you have old oil and the alert system won't work properly for your next interval. And if the oil pressure light or oil change light comes on while you're driving, that's not something to think about later. Pull over, shut the engine off, figure out what's going on. Driving even a mile with no oil pressure can destroy an engine that has 150,000 miles worth of life left in it. Quick bonus tip that most people skip. Before you thread on that new oil filter, fill it about halfway with fresh oil. This is especially helpful on engines where the filter mounts upside down or at an angle. A dry filter means the first few seconds of engine operation are running with zero filtration and delayed oil pressure. Pre-filling it shortens that window dramatically. It's a 20-second step that adds protection every single time. Now, if your filter mounts upside down and pre-filling would cause a mess, skip it. Just install it and let the system prime. But if you can fill it, all right, let's do a quick recap because I know some of you are skimming. I see you. Let the engine idle for 30 to 60 seconds after driving after an oil change. Always check for a stuck old gasket before installing a new filter. Don't overfill. Foam kills engines just as fast as no oil. Always use the exact oil grade your manual specifies. Warm up the engine before draining for a cleaner flush. Don't over-torque the drain bolt. Snug, not Hulk. Reset your oil monitor and never ignore a warning light. Pre-fill your filter when you can. Do these things and your engine will thank you with another 100,000 miles. If you found value in this, and I really hope you did, give this video some love. Hit the like button, share it with someone who does their own oil changes, and subscribe to Automastery for weekly car maintenance content that actually makes sense. No fluff, no filler, just real stuff that helps you keep your car running longer and spend less money doing it. I'll see you in the next one. Take care of your car, and it'll take care of you.